Hello and welcome to IU NewsNet Daily. I'm Anna Black.
And I'm Thomas Montalbano. We have the latest on a piece of 54-ton tapestry that came to campus, the Greek house recently placed on cease and desist, and how an IU student media organization is being recognized nationally.
Plus, Thomas gives us a rundown on Hoosier sports from this weekend. NewsNet Daily begins now. The IU chapter of Theta Chi fraternity has joined the list of Greek life organizations on disciplinary status. The university placed the fraternity on cease and desist on November 9th for hazing. Organizations are placed on cease and desist if there is an active threat or an ongoing investigation. All activities by the organization are suspended while the chapter is on cease and desist. Sigma Alpha Mu fraternity has been on cease and desist since September 5th. Almost half of IU's Greek life is on disciplinary status this year. Over the weekend, School of Public Health hosted section of Names Project AIDS Memorial Quilt. After 5 years, it's back on campus to help educate students about the disease and honor its victims. The quilt acts as a living memorial, each panel or patch representing someone who's died from AIDS. The entire piece contains 50,000 panels and over 110,000 names, but only 240 panels were on display here. People read the names on panels aloud while visitors took an emotional walk through its history. History which dates back to 1985 when human rights activist Cleve Jones honored over 1,000 AIDS victims in San Francisco. Coordinators for the exhibit say they brought it back after learning many students were uneducated on AIDS, its history, and its global impact. IUBD faculty member and sex educator says she hopes the quilt personalizes the disease and reduces stigma.
Not only are these stories about humans, but they're also people who had other identities and lived through very tough circumstances. And it's our job to bring that history to life and move it forward so that at one point, at some time, we could have no HIV, no AIDS.
Those involved with the exhibit say they hope it encourages more education, preventative action, and support. Other AIDS-related events included free HIV testing, panel discussions, musical performances, and a drag show. A campus organization is taking creative measures to better educate students on health resources. Last week, Culture of Care celebrated its 10th anniversary with the help of some cuddly creatures, including bunnies, goats, cows, and even alpacas. The student-led initiative informs Hoosiers about available on-campus services with a focus on mental health, sexual health, and drug and alcohol abuse. Its sexual well-being director says it's a fun and interactive way to educate students about different resources. To learn more about their initiative and upcoming events, you can visit care.indiana.edu. Last week, reporters covered local, state, and national midterm elections, but who reports on Bloomington's government all the other weeks? Our reporter Molly Murphy tells us about a local man's mission and job to keep the city informed. Dave Askins is V-Square Bulletin's only reporter. Working independently, he's responsible for covering all local government issues. His other lists of responsibilities include posting website articles, meeting with city officials, and attending city council meetings. Askins' website has caught the eye of some IU journalism professors, including Professor Mike Conaway, who says with less local reporters, he's happy someone's keeping tabs. Askins says although he's constantly working, it's worth it.
I'm not looking to write news reports that somehow undermine our life here in Bloomington as a community. I'm looking to make this a better place because I live here.
You can visit bsquarebulletin.com to find Dave's articles and join his email chain. Student-run newspaper Indiana Daily Student, or IDS, just snagged a handful of National College Awards, both individually and as a group. College Media Association's Pinnacle Awards honored campus newspapers across the country, including right here at IU. As a whole, IDS was named Best Weekly Newspaper of the Year and Best Media Outlet. Some IDS members received their own awards, including Evan Gierke, who won Associated Collegiate Press's Best Sports Feature, a feature that also earned him a Pinnacle Award. To see the entire list of winning articles, you can go to idsnews.com. All right, now time for sports. Thomas, what do you have for us?
Well, Anna, there's great news and not so great news from this weekend. And starting with the not so great, we have the football team. IU football struggled once again as they could not slow down top 5 ranked Ohio State. Dexter Williams performed well for the Hoosiers with 46 rushing yards along with 107 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. His contributions were not enough, however, as Ohio State dumped 28 on Indiana in each half. The final score from Saturday was 56-14 Buckeyes, and Indiana's defense has now allowed 101 points over the last 2 games. On to better news, the men's basketball team defeated Bethune-Cookman Thursday 101-49. Trace Jackson Davis led the way with 21 points and 6 rebounds, while Miller Kopp had a smooth 12 as well. The freshman Jalen Hood-Schifino has also had a nice start to the season as he added 8 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds himself. The Hoosiers are now 2-0 and have began preparations for Xavier in Cincinnati on Friday. The women's basketball team has continued their success. Their win over Tennessee improved their record to 3-0. Great all-around performance from the team. 4 starters scoring double figures, as well as Sydney Parrish with 13 from off the bench. Shout out to the men's soccer team for reaching their 6th consecutive Big Ten tournament final on Sunday. They play next on November 20th at home against the winner of St. Louis-Memphis in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament.
Thanks, Thomas. It's great to see how good our soccer team's doing
It's
this
awesome.
year.
It's a great change of pace. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, it's almost Thanksgiving, but here's a few things you can do in Bloomington before you head home. It's never too early to get in the holiday spirit and help the community while doing it. Today through Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m., Switchyard Park is hosting its annual tree show and auction, Hope for the Holidays. The free event supports local organization New Hope for Families. And on Friday and Saturday, a pre-Black Friday pop-up harvest market will also be hosting various Bloomington boutiques and vendors.
Want to catch some Hoosier games before you head home? Women's basketball goes up against Bowling Green on Thursday. And on Friday, women's volleyball takes on Northwestern.
Definitely a lot of exciting things happening.
Oh, yeah.
Well, before you go, how a deep dive for one historic piece led to the finding of another.
The History Channel was filming a documentary, The Bermuda Triangle, into Cursed Waters, when things took a turn. Researchers in the film went diving into the Atlantic Ocean for World War II relics, but instead, they found another piece of history. They discovered a 20-foot-long patch of debris from the 1986 space shuttle, the Challenger. The documentary crew says it was, quote, a sobering experience. All footage and findings have been given to NASA.
That's crazy. I just can't imagine diving in there and just seeing pieces of the Challenger.
Yeah, almost 40 years later, and we're still getting pieces from 1986. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, what else is out there?
Exactly.
Well, that's a wrap for today's IU NewsNet Daily. Tune in for all your latest updates on Hoosier News and Sports.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at IUNND.
For IU NewsNet Daily, I'm Anna Black.
And I'm Thomas Montalbano. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
How do you feel about that?
Good, good. I don't know, I always feel like I could say more when